Dummy Switch Pod,
Yes,
and
sir.
we're back. Another week, we're back. How are you, Chris?
No, I'm good. I'm good, Coach. How are you going, man?
Everything is everything. We move, as they
oh,
say.
oh, oh, yeah, is that Lauren Hill? Everything is everything, yeah.
You know what it is. You know what it is. Someone must
No,
just tell
man.
these Boks that we're doing a podcast. They must play so that we've got something to talk about. Got nothing to talk about this week. It was
Yeah,
not that entertaining.
it really wasn't that entertaining. Talking about this bot game, it was untidy. It just there was no precision. In terms of what they were looking to do, especially from the attack point of view. You saw that with that one try with Mapimpi's try that they scored with Vili sweeping around. Okay, with that, but it wasn't even cutting edge in terms of how they engineered that try, and it just poor execution, really, from the box, especially even at line-out time. I think what we're seeing now is in the hooking position, the old guard is coming back. Malcolm Marx is fighting, for his spot. Bongi's feeling the pressure, and we weren't clinical enough, to get that bonus point, and maybe that may come back to bite us in the bum later on in the tournament, So
Yeah, I mean,
look,
they tried at the end, but it doesn't help being down. It doesn't help being down, and then you've got Colby playing at scrum off. So I mean, but I suppose they put themselves in that position. You don't want to be chasing it with 10 minutes left.
yeah, that's true, And look, from what I read, they're happy to chase it, which is okay, if that's what they want to do. But I think at home you'd want to capitalize and just get the bonus point as quickly
This
as
was an
you
away
can.
game, didn't it? Was Argentina's.
Oh, we were in Argentina. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cabeja is also Argentina. Okay. I didn't know. I thought we were home, but it was tough. Yeah, I know because you heard, no wonder the Argentinians were beating on the pots, like.
Yeah, it was a home game for them. You're seeing their sponsors on the field there.
Oh yeah, I was wondering what was going on. It explains the pots. Clearly they didn't find the pots after when the kickoff came. Because look, they had more intent.
From them it was just ill discipline, but I mean they've never been the most disciplined side.
At the same time. But I think for them, you say ill discipline, completely agree. And there's a lot to work on for the Argentinians, but also for the Boks. I feel like this was a game where they actually could have allowed that backline that played the first test against them to continue, without him there.
Yeah.
Especially if they wanted to attack the way that it certainly looked like they had the intent to try to play a more ball in hand game, when the opportunities came. It's just they weren't clinical enough. There was just too much lateral movement. The option taking as well wasn't the best. It could have been better options that were taken from number 10, especially number 10. If you even watch some of the highlights and the analysis that was going on, it does show that, and it shows that the man is not in his best form, and I think there comes a time now where it's like, okay, if you want to play this sort of attacking game, there's one flower off that we have that we know that he can put guys into gaps all day, every day, and that's Alton. He knows how to put people into gaps. If the guys are running the correct lines, he'll put them into the space, and it all comes from that quick ball, forward momentum, and we didn't have much forward momentum.
Even, I mean, he's not the most exciting fellow.
Yeah, exactly. I think he's just that decision making is a bit slow. They
looked a bit jaded. I don't know. It's this thing of Lion series playing the same team. This one playing the same team. There's no, there's no spice. There's no variety. I think it's gone a bit stale.
Yeah, and that's why I think even last week when I was talking, we were speaking about the team selection, And we were saying that it would be nice to see just a bit of some shifts in, different combinations. And that was, I think, that was the best opportunity to see the different combinations, because now in Australia, it's a different kettle of fish, because the Australians are home, and at home, I feel like they definitely a tougher proposition than if they were coming this side, and we won't have a chance to now try and mix and match and do those things.
But
nice
the
things.
excitement will be there. The stakes will be higher. It'll be more,
Yeah.
I think this one, especially after the first result, coming into the second one, Argentina were just basically trying to stop what happened in the first game.
Yeah, that's true. And look, to be fair, look, I know we may sound like we're being a bit overly critical, but it's because we hold our team to a high standard, and we want to see them at that high level every time, because we want to go around the world dishing out hidings, so so we need to have our game on point, the balance. I think that's the thing that we're missing in terms of the power play, and when the dynamic backline play comes into effect. If we can get that balance right, we're going to give a lot of people a lot of hidings going forward, starting with Australia. So they must know their notice.
Yeah, guys getting on the plane there, a certain Grant Williams, I hope he gets a chance, I hope he gets the chance. That's the excitement we're looking for.
Hey, you know what? I was happy when I saw that. I was like, you see, these coaches, they are fair. They're rewarding guys that are showing form, and of course, yes, injuries play a part, but the fact of the matter is that if you look at it at the moment, I wouldn't want to be in that shock setup, when all three of them are back, because there's definitely tension there. They're friends, but they're frenemies, because they're vying for the same spot, and it's good. It's healthy competition for the national team. Grant Williams, I feel like he deserves his shot. He's been on an upward trajectory for a bit of a while now. And it's just reward for his efforts and his persistence, really. And he's a game changer. He really is. It would be nice. I hope to see him, get a crack. I really do. I think a different picture is something that Australia and New Zealand, haven't seen, whether that be off the bench or whatever.
Yeah. And his decision making, what stood out for me, especially the Lions game, his decision making is the timing of his decisions are perfect. He knows when, for example, at the back of a maul, he knows when to make the break.
Yes.
He knows his timing is just.
He's got it.
He knows when to take the quick tap.
Yeah.
There's other Boks scrum halves that have questionable quick taps, but in Lion series, but this man knows when to do those kind of things. But yeah, so just hoping we can see him give it a go.
Yeah, definitely hope that you can see him give it a go, and I think as well, I'm not sure, I think we do need to, you mentioned that the guys look jaded in this test. I do think we do need to freshen up the sort of that core team, because we already know who our main guys are, which is all well and good, but you also don't want to play them into the ground to the extent where now they can't deliver, at that level consistently, because I think that's really the concern. If you look at this last test against Argentina, maybe our coaches would be the less happier. You'll be happy with the win, of course, but I think they'll be a bit more concerned in terms of, not for lack of effort, just for lack of, it's just that fizz wasn't there, in their play, and especially on attack. Defensively, I think, stock standard, what you're going to get. They're going to hit and hit and hit. It's unfortunate that they gave away a try at the end, but I think defensively, we're only going to get stronger and stronger. But the attack is there. We've got the potential. We've got the weapons. It's the balance, I think, that's missing now. And for me, I just feel a key component of that balance, it has to be Alton Yankees. If you want to move in that direction, obviously you prepare for the opposition, who you're playing, and you see, okay, this guy must play. But I feel if you want to take that approach against Australia, of which we have, I think was it just before the World Cup, is it? And Alton was the starting, it was the 10, and it was the attacking play was a cut above, and it's been a long time since we've actually seen that sort of attacking play. If you think about it, if we really look back, think about it, and be honest with ourselves, the last time we saw the Boks play like that, really a good attacking play was that game against Australia at Ellis Park. So Alton, he still has a part to play, and I feel, that he needs to get another shot, and he should have gotten a shot this last weekend.
Yeah, but we'll see how it goes. I mean, hopefully, I don't know what the restrictions are like, if it's going to be the same type of bubble, or they're going to let my boys go out, let them have I don't know what they do in Australia. Here they're always on safari. I don't know what they do there, but just let them go do something. Maybe it'll freshen the squad up.
Yeah, true. I think maybe that's also, let's not forget, there's also that the bubble life and all of that. So as much as they are elite level athletes, it will take a toll, on them being away from home and being in the same sort of place every time, the whole time.
Next time we interview a Bok, we need to also ask who irritates them the most in those camps, because I'm sure there's a few guys getting on nerves.
Yeah, true. So yeah, man. But all in all, look, it's not all doom and gloom. The scary thing is that this team continues to beat people when they are not at their best. So now once they find their groove, it's going to be unstoppable. So I'm looking forward to the unstoppable. And which I know that this team can get there. W's. We just need four more W's on this second leg of the tour of the competition, because this is like stock taking, it's midterms, now they get to play again in a couple of weeks, and I think they need to finish the job, and I believe that they will, but we'll see, and we get to talk about that when we build up to the next test.
Yeah, let's move on to where we are with the business end of the Currie Cup. 6 fixtures, hard to keep up with.
Hey man, this Currie Cup, could this be the most, like, to our memories, could this be one of the most sort of exciting Currie Cups, especially the race for top 4, and especially the last 2 positions, the 3 and 4. I'm excited by this finish, to the Currie Cup, to the regular Currie Cup season,
Yeah, I mean, it hasn't normally. It's been more decisive than this, and I mean, even after these 6 games, it's unfortunate if more teams were in contention,
Yeah, true. I mean, like, if you look at it, like looking at the last week, is what the Wednesday games, Pumas, Bulls, that was close, 26-33. The Pumas, I feel like they were unlucky, because they were in the lead.
Yeah, they had a very good first half.
They were in the lead first half, so they were unlucky. Same again, Griquas, Free State, that next game, the 33-32. That is, again, Free State just, they got to sneak one. Griquas shot themselves in the foot there, They gave it away, whereas they were in a position of strength. And then, I was really disappointed with your boys, in terms of allowing those guys from the Cape, to just do it.
The Lions, okay. I can sit here and rant for an hour about this whole thing, but the Lions are useless. And then on top of being useless, you rotate your squad. And you go to Western Province with a rotated squad, and there's guys that are on the bench that should be starting. It's a recipe for disaster. I don't know what's going on with that situation. let's talk some other teams before we get to the Lions, because that one, it's a long story.
Yeah, look, I think if we're talking other teams, definitely, I think you already know where I'm going. There's only two teams that I want to talk about, and it's not even the Sharks, it's the Pumas and the Griquas. You know, hey man, the Griquas with that pink sauce. You know, I was super impressed with those guys. You know, the attack. You know, how they've evolved. You know, if you think about it, last season, you know, we've said it so many times, they couldn't buy a win. You know, now they out here, you know, putting 46 on Province. You know, and this is after it looked like Province was starting strong, looking good. You know, and they got put right back in their place.
And the thing is, they flipped the switch. And then they just started bullying them. They just started bullying them, and they just started putting in big hits. And it just became a different type of game that Province weren't able to deal with, and they did not want to deal with it on that field.
Yeah, they couldn't. You know, funny, I'm glad that you mentioned the bullying part. It's like, I felt like the Griquas, you know, that balance that you're talking about, like I was talking about with the Boks. I felt like the Griquas showed that balance against Province, you know, in that game. Because, you know, they played that power game, and when the ball needed to go, it went, you know, and off turnover ball as well, they were lethal, you know, and their backs was always just straight, hard running. Hey,
Hollis, that's a big dude. That's a big dude. He was putting in some hits. Verity Arm is also back. I don't know what's happening there. I don't know. And it seems like it's like, I haven't heard anyone. The commentary are just like, okay, Verity Arm is like, but guys, what are we? Are we just ignoring the fact that this guy just got a transfer to the Bulls and came back? Are we just supposed to?
And he came back. Look, we can maybe put a positive spin on it. Maybe, you know, at the Bulls they were like, okay, you know, let's give the Griquas the best chance. Hypothetically speaking, you know, let's give them their weapons, you know, so that, you know, it makes the Currie Cup a spectacle. Let's see Verity Am play against us, you know, and prove his way. I don't know, but it just doesn't make sense why you'd go there, then now he's back. Somebody needs to say something, you know, because nobody's saying anything, you know, like when he went, they said, no.
Yeah. So now when you come back, you must say something.
I just saw this guy on the field, you know, I was just like, wait, that's Verity. I was like, no, he's wearing the wrong colors, you know, but...
You know, that one in the middle of the night when you just hear someone knocking at your gate, he just standing outside with his bag.
Yeah, you know, so, hey, maybe things are not working out at the Bulls, but look, that Griquas performance was just...
out here. He had two very good
tries
games this week.
Yeah, and tries as well. Like it's like he never left. You know, it's like he never left. It was just like, maybe they say, where were you going? You know, where were you going? Just, this is where it's at. You know, the pink sauce. I was happy with the way that they were playing, man. And geez. I think, like, I just go back to that balance, you know, like you say, they were just bullying them up front. You know, the captain led them well. And just Angara, I felt he had one of his better games, you know, at 9 in recent times. And Province just couldn't live with him. You know, the only shining light from Western Province for me was, you know, you can see the young loose forwards, they're trying, you know, they really, for effort, you can't fault them, you know, but just as a team, as a whole in that environment, there's something that's not right there. You know, we've been saying it, and, you know, it's showing up because it's stacking up. Even if they do manage to sneak in and get into the playoffs, you know, it's still, you can't ignore the facts. Or that environment is just, it needs a regime change, and that's the sad reality of it. And I think that's professional sport, isn't it? Is, you know, if it's not working, it's not working. Gotta go.
Yeah, man. Other team you wanted to talk about is the Pumas.
Hey, Pumas. Pumas. I felt like the Pumas they learned their lesson from the Bulls game very quickly. Within a couple of days. Because a couple of days before they were in the same position of strength, leading. And they blew it. And this time around, even against Free State, they almost did blow it, but they managed that game. But there's two teams that are always going to go against each other, go at each other, from an attacking point of view. And again, that pack of the Pumas, it's a silent, deadly pack that's sneaking in under the radar. They're going to
they're building depth as well. The loose forwards, I mean, especially that Bulls game, Matondwana, he had a stormer. That's the best I've seen him play. Then you've got, I think it was Mafu and Otto in that game that made the rest of the loose forwards, and it shows that they're building depth in those areas where before it was maybe just the starting lineup that they had.
Yeah, absolutely. The depth that they're building, especially in the pack. I think for them, their success really lies within the pack. Well, if their pack is in the game and gets a handle on the game, it allows their backline to run right, because they've got, if we're talking about skillful backs, I think as a team in the whole Currie Cup, I think the Pumas have the most skillful backs, just from
between them and the Cheetahs.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Look, definitely the Cheetahs, but I'm talking about the guys that are going to the last dance, the guys that are in contention for the last dance, it's the Cheetahs definitely.
And they've built. They've built even in the backs. You saw Sebastian de Klerk come in. Past two games, I haven't seen him before that, and he's shown value. Speed player, Alveno Vasaki, when he came in, I thought he was doing okay, a bit harsh for the yellow card he got.
Yeah.
So they're building that depth, and there's we saw even Mafura playing 15. They can give Williams a break. There's that depth that they're building, which is, you hope they can hold on to it. You want to see guys get opportunities at bigger units, but at the same time, you want to see them hold on to their depth.
Yeah, that's true. And look, the Pumas have got the right formula going for them. They're very dangerous. And I think the momentum that they're building going into this, this final round, because I think the biggest game of the weekend is the Griquas Pumas.
Yeah.
The upcoming game, Griquas Pumas, because it's a fight. For one of them is going to finish third. It's a fight to really cement their place for the semi-finals. And look, this Pumas team, I think they pack. That's where their secret. Your boy Vestra, he keeps on delivering. Yes, maybe a few weeks back he had a bad game. Put it down to back-to-backs, fatigue, and all of that. But the class of the man he keeps on shining through in his experience as well. So, that pack, that driving maul, I think it's the most solid driving maul that you in the competition at the moment. It's very hard to stop once it gets going. And for me, Pumas Griquas, thank you guys. This is why we love the game, because you guys are expressing. They're expressing. And it's good to see.
Another thing that's good to see is Novuka, 15 for the Bulls.
Oh yes,
guy that they got out of UKZN, brought him up. You love to see it.
Yeah, and he's taking his chances, right? He's just taking his opportunity. So it's good to see, And look, you must give the Bulls credit where it's due, because they do give guys opportunities, to say, okay, come show us what you can do, and if you take it, good. If you don't, maybe you'll find yourself.
He had a few basic areas, but what I saw, I liked. Definitely what I saw, I liked from him. And even if they don't retain him, they've put him on the stage where
somebody else is going to pick him up.
Someone else can see him and say, you know what, actually, we can work with this guy.
Yeah, no, for sure. Definitely agree with you there, you know. The Bulls, I think, maybe their time it's going to come to an end, you know. I'm just hoping that, you know, we can't have them just, you know, coming back and dominating Currie Cup and dominating everything. You know, somebody needs to beat them, you know, and maybe it's the Sharks. Maybe it's the Sharks that can do it. I think the Sharks can definitely do it, you know.
We've seen how they've done in finals this year. They didn't go too well in their last final.
Yes, so, you know, maybe it's those are dress rehearsals they've learned, you know, because that's going to be the measure, really, is have they learned from their past setbacks? Yeah, have they learned from their past setbacks? Can they now go one better, you know? And I think this is the best opportunity that they have to go one better because, you know, they absolutely dispatched the team from Joburg. I won't go too much into that one, you know. I know it's a touchy subject, but you know, it was a better performance, you know. But at the same time, the resistance from the opposition was really, it was questionable, man. You know, and you can see that there's struggles there. You know, there's issues at home, and yeah, you know, I know the Lions are going to be making changes. You know, they're going to be cleaning up.
The Lions. Let me also, okay, if we're going to talk, let's talk Lions Sharks now. The Lions, what's happening at the Lions is, you see, they gave that man an opportunity. Whether it was through family connections or what have you, they gave that man the opportunity. Now, you see, when things go bad, that's when you can start see the same guy that gave you the opportunity is now he's taking away your lifelines. He's in the water and you can't swim, but he's the one that's pulling things away from you so that you can't get a grip and you can't come to shore. It almost looks like he's pulling away resources from him to say, like, I gave you your chance. Now I'm going to finish you.
Yeah. I think you have it spot on there, you know. It's cutthroat, basically, you know. He had his chance, you know, whether it was deserved or not. You know, I think at the end of the day, we had our reservations in the beginning, and now in the end, and maybe in the middle part, we were like, okay, give him a chance. And now in the end part, it's like, yeah, okay, this is the reason why we had the reservations in the first place, because, you know, there's absolutely doesn't look like there's any direction, you know.
You know what's happened? Okay, I look at this team. We've discussed it before in another episode where I said it's just young guys coming through, and then they've got veteran players. But the veteran players have disappeared. It's those guys. You don't see Yanni Duplessis. You don't see Yaku Creel. You only see those guys getting mentioned happy birthday so and so on the Instagram page, but you don't see them playing.
Yeah.
You know, it's just the young guys that they've brought through. And some of those guys, I think we're at a stage now where we know who's real and who's not real. There's guys that have stepped up. PJ Steenkamp, he's been one in the last week that we've seen. There was some of the changes in the Sharks game. I think Ngube and in Klabakanye. But in Klabakanye, even, I mean, he should be getting more game time.
Yes, he should be starting. I think he should be starting. I don't know why he's not starting, because number one, he's a strong ball carrier. I think he's a very strong scrummager, you know, and if anything, you know, you want to give him as much game time as possible, because that's your future, you know. And you know that whole thing when they talk about, you know, props, you know, they mature, front rankers, they mature with age, and fine with age, but also with game time. You know,
and then they're bringing in Churgan Phillies out of nowhere and then starting him ahead of him against Province. These things, they're just not making sense. But okay, we've seen a few guys come through, especially those guys that came on against the Sharks. They really made a big difference.
Yeah.
Other than that, we've seen Skwasan leave this week, and it's the same thing that I said to you. It's those guys in the middle that should be at the peak of their careers. That those are the ones that are, you get the young guys coming through, you get the veteran players, but those guys in the middle, that is it's their best years. Those guys should be driving you towards winning.
Exactly.
Skosan was on the end of that. He's left. Who do we have there? We've got Creel, Zaylinga, and the boys. There's no real.
There's no drivers. You can't see the guys. You can't. It's difficult to pick out leaders that are going to pull the team to where they need to be.
Yeah, and I mean, there's guys like Similani and Rabs. Okay, you're thinking if you're those guys, they're wasting your best years.
Yeah, that's the sad reality of it, because and the sad thing is that they can't really go anywhere. Maybe now Similani is thinking about that Western Province deal and is thinking, hey, maybe I should have taken that, back then, but yeah, it's at the moment it's looking dire for them. But
it's looking dire, but at the same time, you don't know what's coming. So you don't know whether this is just we're gonna get this guy out, then we're gonna sign players when we get new coaches.
Yeah, but then who they're gonna bring in? That's what I'm more interested in is who's gonna be who they're bringing in, and then from there. Are they gonna clean house? Because I think that they need to clean house, and they must stop this.
They're getting rid of guys slowly. They're getting rid of guys slowly. But we'll see. I mean, in terms of coaching, they've said Victor Matfield and Jacques Currie. I'm not high on either in terms of coaching.
Yeah, no, me too. You see, maybe okay, Matfield, you can see where he can come in and be, technical advisor with the lineouts and things like that.
Yeah.
In terms of reading the lineouts, and because he was good at that. Let's not take that away from him. And then maybe Fourie, Minister of Defense, maybe he can advise there. But for the head honcho, the top dog, I feel like the top dog that should have been the top dog already was the guy that didn't get the job, and that was Bafana Ntleko.
Mm-hmm.
He's at SA Rugby, SA Under 20, and they're doing well. He's doing well. He's always been a good coach, and for me, he was a shoe-in at the time because he was coach of the Currie Cup, I think. Or what is it? What season was it? 2019 or 20 around there? 2018 before they made the guy that's the coach now the head coach, right? He's primed, the most experienced guy in a head coaching position. So they need to really, for me, is he knows the line structure. He knows that attacking play that he knows the Lions' identity. So you need somebody that's going to just bring that back and say, no, this is the identity, and who can communicate that as a head coach.
Or even bring your own identity. But do something.
Yeah.
Because what's being done right now, guys, 50-50.
Yeah.
Well,
it doesn't work.
Doesn't work like that. But so, I mean, for me, I was enjoying the show that the Sharks were putting on. The only thing that I think we saw from them is that the scrum, it was a problem area. That's the only real place where the Lions were eating them. But
yeah,
Gebrand Grobler, he's been a good addition. Another Rock Nation office working there. Grant Williams, he was just there was a time he broke from the maul and then he ran directly in between Hendrickse and Creel.
Yeah,
there's that one way he also hit a switch and everything. It's things like that where you're like, no, this guy, he's on his way.
The level of play as well. Those guys were just. It was too easy, man. It just looked like it was a captain's run, because the right
like Abrams
guys. It's like, Abrams. I know. No. That guy's going places, man. If he fixes his defense, just in terms of being able to make those solid hits and those hits stick, and put the man down as quickly as possible, and just. We haven't seen him being tested really from his aerial skills, but if he can master those other things, he's going places. He's our next He's our next firecracker. I'm telling you now. He's the guy. He's the guy. He's hot right now. He's too hot to handle.
You know it's bad when even Ward is cooking guys. Ward even cooks in Milan here. I was like, I know, guys, this one here, we're being disciplined.
I didn't expect that. I would lie. I didn't expect that, And yeah, look, it's a very steep learning curve for Simelane, but I think he'll be better for it. I kind of, when I see him, I think back to Currie when he was at the Lions, and the Lions were, they were struggling back in those days, and he was just the shining light the whole time. You can see that he's the player here, he's the player here, it's like him, and even Rabs, because you give Rabs the opportunity, he's going to punish you, and it's rather unfortunate that that's not being unlocked, and I won't put it on the young number 10, and say, oh no, Jordan Hendricks, he needs to do better and all that. No, I think it's just from the environment,
they're not putting them in the place. They're not putting them in the positions to do well.
Yeah,
not putting them in those positions. A guy. One more thing I just want to mention about that game is a guy who easily could have gone the other direction. Is Nohamba. Nohamba could have been sulking. He could have been doing other things, but instead he turned it around and he's playing with the freedom coming off the bench where he's just looking to make things happen. He's looking to make things happen. He's just, he's come alive. Even that try that he scored again, cooking.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, he cooked Rabs there. He cooked Rabs.
No. He said bring plates, bring the knives and forks because it's ready. It's ready. I'm serving this guy. It was too much.
No, look, you're absolutely right. I'm glad that you mentioned him because that's why I say, like, it's that in that number 9 spot at the Sharks. I know that kitchen. I know it's hot there, because you see now Grant Williams is gone, So all it is, it's an opportunity for Nohamba because it's definitely going to start going forward now, and it's like this couldn't be he couldn't find himself in a better situation, where it's like, okay, well, those guys are gone. I'm the 9, the starting 9, and I want to take my opportunity. He's been doing it coming off the bench, team player, take your head off to him. His persistence, and that's what's going to make him successful, is that he's not dropping his head. He's just keeps on going and keeps on putting the effort. And
he could have been telling his agent to look at flats in Cape Town, but instead, the guy is fighting. The guy is fighting, and I hope, if we're moving on, I hope that he punishes Province this weekend.
Yes.
I hope if we're gonna talk Bosch is back at 15. That's the only real headline for them. Other headline for the weekend is Fassi Rock Boy now. So
the weekend special.
We're going to be seeing every Monday. Those guys, they're in charge of the competition and they're in charge of the Sharks. Every Monday, we're going to be seeing Fassi highlights.
Yeah. That's what we'll be seeing, But hey, that organization, they work hard. I know they work hard. I know. They don't rest. They don't rest, my man. You blink, you see, new guy. No, we've got him. Yeah, no, man. They too much. All I'm wondering is who's next. That's what I'm saying is who's next. I can tell you now, if Grant Williams has a banger, if he gets a chance and he plays,
that's the next signing. That's the next signing. I promise you. Let him have a game like Herschel Yanchi's where he comes off the bench, scores the try, has that moment. You're gonna see Monday morning, Rock Nation, new sign, Grant Williams.
He's our guy. I'm telling you now. Look, what they're doing for the talent, and in South Africa, I think it's good, because it's high time. I think that the rugby becomes becomes professional like that, you know, on the level of football, you know, these guys, they must start making that money, you know. They must start making that money. But the only way that can happen is that, you know, they must be more serious. The World Rugby they need to change, you know. But they need to change. Must be, and I say this with respect, you know, out with the old white guys in suits, you know. Let's put some more diversity in it. You understand? Put some more youth, you know, put more new ideas, you know, and our game can grow. It's my opinion.
It's true. If we just go back to that game, Western Province, no Ruas, no Galant.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's no victory. I don't know. I just hope the Sharks put the same beating that they put on the Lions.
No, but they need to, because they're at home. You know, they absolutely have to. You know, Province are coming out. You know, they talking about, hey, it's a must win. We will win, and they will. You know, but no, not with Pendulani Buthelezi there as the captain. You know, that won't happen. You know, no, that won't happen. You know, Pepsi is my guy. He's my future Bok captain. You know, I'm putting it out there. You know, he's my future Bok captain. He's my fighter. I know that guy is a leader for me, and I don't think Province are not. They're not that tight. You know, for me to go to Durban and just win, and then they make it to the playoffs. I refuse.
Yeah, other games we've spoken about. Greek was versus Pumas, big one. Unfortunately, no team sheets out yet. I think also for the Bulls game as well, no team sheets out yet. So we can only speculate. But hopefully, you know, hopefully we get the kind of game that we're looking for.
I don't even wanna talk about the score, Greek's Pumas, or say who might do. I don't know. I've just, you know, I'm putting my hands up on this one, just like let the boys play and let it be great, you know. Although I want
if I was Pumas management, I'd be calling them saying, okay, no, I know you guys play in pink, but us also you want to play in pink. It's been good to us.
It must make them go back to their colors, you know. But look, that was. I hope it is going to deliver on what we think it will, you know, in terms of the excitement factor, and it mustn't be KGF. They've got nothing to lose. They've come this far, you know, and they need to continue and give both teams a good account of themselves and their brands of rugby, because I think out of all the teams, they've been the two most exciting, you know, teams. And if you're following their journeys, yes, they've had their losses, but they bounce back. You know, the way that they've been able to bounce back, just as, you know, it's been good to see. You know, may the best team get the win, and I hope that both of them get to the semis. You know, that's what I'm hoping for. You know,
that's what we're all hoping for.
Yeah, and then Bulls, Cheetahs. No, Cheetahs are they overdue a win. You know, they really are overdue a win. The Cheetahs. So yeah, I think they have the opportunity to go now, cause an upset at Loftus and beat the Bulls at Loftus, because like you said, the Cheetahs backline is absolutely, it's amazing to watch. But even their pack, man, they work hard. You know, Pokomela, Mosi. I like Mosi, but they've got the depth, they've got the guys. You know, come on, Cheetahs, you owe us one, actually. You know, Pankolo.
Yeah, so I think that's it for us. Any closing remarks?
Yeah. No closing remarks for me. You know, I'm just looking forward to the weekend's action.
Same as me, Currie Cup. We're excited. Dummy
Yes,
Switch Pod.
yes,
Out.